First of all, I'm really honored to be here. I have a lot of respect for all of you, the parents and the children, and sometimes I feel a little weird being up here because I know you go through a lot more than I do, and a lot of the things that I complain about are nothing compared to what you go through. So when my dad comes home and tells me stories about all his patients and all the success they faced or the things that they're doing, I just get an uplifting spirit, and it's stimulation for me to do things in my life and to give what I have. So today I really hope that I have something to offer and that you can walk away having learned something. So every time my dad says I'm 17 and a half, I feel so old. Like, I'm so happy that I'm graduating from high school, and then I realize I'm going across the country. But I am officially a second semester senior, and I'm almost done with high school, about a month left, so I'm really excited. Today, the topic that I'm supposed to talk about is make passion a fashion. So basically, being passionate about what you do, what passion is, where passion can make a difference in your life, how you can incorporate it into your lives. So before I begin, does anybody know what passion is? Anybody want to define passion?
Something you really, really believe in?
That's one way of looking at it.
Burning desire.
Exactly. Loving what you do, being motivated, being energetic about what you do. And then I found this other definition. In fact, I found it while we were required to sit through this lecture after school. Our school does the CREEK project. So through the IB program, we have Group 4, and we're supposed to do a science project. So our teachers decided that they'd make us get involved with our local arcade creek. They call it a creek, but there's barely any water in it. And through this, we're required to sit through these awful lectures after school, 1.5 hours each, and we're supposed to go to 4 a semester. So I'm sitting there in the back in an uncomfortable seat, and this man goes up there and says, "Okay, I'm going to talk to you about being interested in trees." Like, you can just imagine what all of us thought. Great, we get to listen for 1.5 hours about trees. And then he defines passion as loving what you do. And I thought, hey, that's really cool. And then he follows it up with, it can also be an emotion that causes intense pain. I was like, don't think I want that to be the passion I'm talking about. So there is that side to passion, but we'll ignore that and don't do anything that causes you pain. So before I talk about why you should be passionate, let me give a couple of examples. So who here follows basketball? Anybody? One person? What sports are you guys interested in? Volleyball? Really? Yeah, I have no coordination for volleyball. I tried. It didn't work out. Softball? Really? That too. For some reason. Are you interested in basketball? I used to be. And then my parents wouldn't let me play when I was younger. They said I'd get hurt too easily. So I never got to play. So they put me in tennis. And tennis is a great sport. I absolutely love tennis. I play with my brother all the time. But during tennis season, it gets so hot and I get so dark. And then I come home and my parents complain about how dark I am. And I think, you're the ones who put me in tennis in the first place. Why didn't you put me in dance? I would be indoors all day. But no, so it's their fault. But as for basketball, one example is Reggie Miller. Has anybody heard of him?
Yes.
Cool. I actually only heard about it because somebody told me. But there was this amazing, amazing basketball game. It was the Indiana Pacers against the New York Knicks. And the Indiana Pacers were down by a significant amount. And everybody thought they were going to lose. Everybody had pretty much decided that they were going to lose. Reggie Miller held on to that belief that they could do it, that they could pull it off. And the Indiana Pacers just had this passion about them, that they're going to pull off this game, that they're going to win this game. And in the last 18 seconds of the game, Reggie Miller scored 8 points and showed the New York Knicks that they could take the victory away from them. They won. If you can look up this video on YouTube, do it. It's the most incredible thing ever. You hear these announcers just talking about how these New York Knicks are going to win, and that's all they're discussing. They're interviewing people, they're talking, they're commentating, and all of it is about how the New York Knicks are going to win. And then you can hear the shock in their voice when he scores the first three-pointer. that this game is taking a turnaround. That it's going to be turned around by this one man who believed in it, who is passionate. So that's the side of sports. Who here plays a sport? Not just follows. Who here plays a sport? Anybody? What do you play?
Softball and soccer.
Cool. What do you play?
Baseball.
Baseball? Basketball?
Basketball. And
Oh. Who else? Raise their hand. You play softball, right? Yeah. So, have you ever been in a game where you were losing? I bet everybody has. I've been in matches where I was losing. Did you give up? Have there been those games where you were down and came back to win? How did it feel?
Passionate.
Felt good, right? I think it's pretty nice to win. I've been told that it's a nice feeling. But it felt good. And do you play this sport because you're forced to? You guys play it because you love it, right? Play it because you're passionate, right? So that's why it feels so good when you win. Because you did something you love and you faced that success. Now, does success feel as good when you're forced into something? What are you guys forced to do?
Chores.